This is Whatever It Takes with Curt Schilling on the Breitbart Radio Network.
Here we go. 5. Good morning. Tuesday, December 20th, 2016. 4 shopping days left for Christmas. Great show today. Today's Tuesday, and Tuesdays are officially Second Amendment Tuesdays. Hashtag Second Amendment doing Tuesdays on Twitter. That being the case, Dr. A.W.R. Hawkins, the Second Amendment columnist for Breitbart News and host of Bullets with A.W.R. Hawkins, will join me at 9:20. At 10:20, Mark Walters of Armed American Radio, and then at 10:40, Dr. Sebastian Gorka will join me as well. And there's a lot to talk about with all these gentlemen. You've heard, I'm sure by now, as of last report, 12 dead.
One of the nice things is these guys don't seem like they're going to be holding their finger up in the air to see which way the wind blows before they make a decision.
Yep. I appreciate it, Greg. Thanks for the call. Let's go to have a great one. And if I don't talk to you, God bless and have a great Merry Christmas. We got to take a break here in a minute, but we'll go to, is it Demican in Maine?
Hi.
What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing? Good. No, I wanted to call in and discuss the Russian influence in the election
Yes, sir.
because that's been quite a hysteria in the media lately. So what's your take on it?
Well, let me be very clear about something. It may have happened. They may have interfered. They may have tried to do a lot of different things. But when the interference is defined as exposing one of the candidates for the criminal that she is, I don't look at that as much as an interference as I do assistance. I mean, everything.
You're with the 99. You're with the 99% that doesn't not look at that as an interference on the election.
Well, no, I would argue that you're always on the lookout. I would assume we are always on the lookout against foreign powers that are trying to technically intrude on our way of life. And I would assume that we fight that war with China, just like China fights with us, and Russia. And that cyber war is every bit as active as the war on the ground. And I'm not okay if that happened. I want to see that hole plugged up if it's fixed, and I want to figure out what we do about it. But I also recognize that we look like complete douches after the fact that we tried to rig the Israeli election and get Netanyahu out if we stand up on our pedestal and preach about election rigging.
So I would ponder whose responsibility that really is to ensure that there's no interference in elections.
Right.
Because I mean, there's several very easy solutions to that. Like mailing out passwords. Let's say for people to log in confidentially on a main server, for instance, in which you bypass the whole illegal immigration issue. You bypass having to worry about cybersecurity,
right.
Things of that nature. So there's a lot of safeguards that could be put in place. But one thing I did want to point to was that, in discussing whose responsibility it really is, as Americans, we're kind of forced to believe everything that comes out of the mouths of the CIA and the FBI, the NSA. We don't know who to believe anymore, especially after this election season. So it was so hyped up that I found myself. I was a former Democrat turned Republican, hence the name Demican.
So God bless you. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I found myself heavily entrenched in protect the vote efforts because, of course,
yes,
we saw all kinds of stuff coming out from WikiLeaks and everything that was going on in the media, and nothing really made sense. So a few weeks prior to the election, I was.
Hey, I apologize. I'm up. We got to move it along. I'm up against a break. If you can get to, I don't want to cut you off.
Okay, so I was turned on to a website called Norse. I don't know if you've ever heard of Norse, but they do cyber attacks.
Spell it.
Maps. You can get live maps. And so during the election, from the times the polls were closing between 10 and 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, I was able to grab screenshots of all the Norse maps. Mm-hmm. They can be found on theliepolitic.com.
Okay.
And
now, hey, spell this website. Is it Norse, N-O-R-S-E?
Yeah, N-O-R-S-E.
Okay.
So you would navigate to map.norse.com. That shows the live maps.
Okay.
But the screenshots I was able to get on election night indicate no cyber activity whatsoever coming out of Russia.
Yeah. And again, I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, Julian Assange told us the leaks and everything that happened came out of the DNC itself. And that's where I believe it happened. I believe that somebody in the Sanders campaign, after finding out that their work was all for naught, that the primary was rigged, I believe they said, you know what, this is bullshit. If they're going to, I don't want this woman to be our president. I will check that out though. Matt.norris.com. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the information. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break. 877-240-1776. You can tweet the show at Gehrig38. After the break, Mark Walters of Armed American Radio will join me. Back in a minute.
Check out the official